All right, now let's use Cramer's rule and determinants to solve a system of equations in two variables, x and y. So if you look up here where it talks about Cramer's rule, we're using determinants. First of all, we're going to take the determinant just like we did in the last example. So we're going to have a1, a2, b1, b2, and that determinant will go on bottom. Then notice when we want to get the determinant of the x, we take the answers and plug them in for the x values. Find the determinant again. We want to get the determinant for the y, we take the answers and plug them in for the y values right here and find that determinant. So let's take this and let's work it all the way through. Let me move this over here out of the way. So first, I'm going to get just the determinant. So I'm going to take and set up a matrix D, and I'm going to find just my D. So I'm going to bring down my 5 and my 6, -4, and -5. And I'm going to find the determinant of that. So I'm going to do 5 times -5, which is -25, minus, now we're going to go up. So let's do 6 times -4, which is -24. Now, when I do -25 minus -24, I end up with -1. So what I have just found is the determinant that goes on bottom of both of these fractions. Now let's do the determinant for the x. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to call this dx. Now instead of my x's, I'm going to take and put my answers in the x column. So it's going to be 2, 1, and then I use my -4, -5. I'll leave the y column the same. Okay, so now we're going to multiply down. 2 times -5 is -10. Minus, we multiply up. 1 times -4 is -4. Now, -10 minus -4 would give me a -6. Last thing I'm going to do is my y's. So we're going to call this one dy, the determinant for the y's. Okay? So on this one, I leave my first column, the x is the same. So I'm going to have a 5 and a 6. And then I replace my second column with the answers. So I put my 2 and my 1 in for the y's. So let's multiply here. I'm going to go down. 5 times 1 gives me 5. Minus, now we multiply up. 6 times 2 gives me 12. 5 minus 12 is -7. Now what we do to actually get our answers, to get the x, you're doing the determinant of x over the determinant. To get your y, you're doing the determinant with the y's over your regular d. So let's do that. For x, dx is equal to -6. We had it right here. And the regular d was the first one that we found, and that would be the -1. So x is equal to -6 over -1. X is equal to 6. Now to get the y, we're going to do dy, which we found down here was the -7, over the determinant, which we found in step 1, which is -1. So the y is equal to 7. So we know our answer is x is 6, y is 7. If we were to plug those in for x and y, we could check our answers to make sure we had this correct. 5 times 6 minus 4 times 7 will be 2. 6 times 6 minus 5 times 7 would be 1.